Good evening. Welcome to all of you. Today I'm going to talk about personality development. This is Dr. Gayatri Harikumar from Guru Nanak College. What is personality? Every individual has his own characteristic way of behaving, responding to emotions, perceiving things, and looking at the world. No two individuals are alike. For example, even if you behave in a certain way and your friend looks alike, they don't have the same characteristics. At some point of time, they may differ. An individual's appearance, character, intelligence, attractiveness, efficiency, style determine his or her personality. What an individual sees in his childhood days, and most importantly, his or her growing days, form his personality. So it's very important to have a very good childhood because that is the important phase when we are going to shape up our personality and grow into truly matured individuals. How an individual is raised plays an important role in shaping his or her personality, and that will be the permanent one, but it will always keep evolving. As you grow of age, your personality will take different shapes. Personality definition. What an individual sees in his childhood days help in shaping a personality. So we can say that personality is nothing but the aggregate conglomeration of memories and incidents in an individual's entire lifespan. So the experiences that we have are culminated and are forming a part of our personality. Environmental factors, family background, financial conditions, genetic factors, situations, and circumstances also contribute to an individual's personality. So it's very important the way you are raised, the surroundings, the people you are around, the financial conditions that we cannot do anything because we are dependent on parents when we are small or when we are child. Genetic factors, where we are born, the tradition and culture that we follow, situations and the circumstances help in shaping a personality. In simple terms, how we behave in our day-to-day lives reflects our personality. So we have to be very careful even when we do the minutest of all the things, because that minute thing also helps in shaping our personality. So as we say, when we practice something and you keep on practicing for 21 days, it becomes a habit. So we have to be very watchful. Few characteristics that are helping in shaping a personality. Without our knowledge itself, it gets shaped. When we are a small child or as an individual with a troubled childhood, would not open up easily because he had been very reserved that time. He or she would always hesitate to open up his heart in front of others. Some kind of fear would always be there within him or her. An individual who never had any major problems in life would be an extrovert and would never have issues interacting and socializing with others. So that's why we say that when we are very small, we should be very careful, because if you're having a troubled childhood, then you would turn out to be an introvert and not open up to others. But when we are having a happy childhood, you would turn out to be an extrovert and mingle with everyone very nicely. What are the determinants of personality? That is, what are the factors that shape up the personality of an individual? The first and foremost is the heredity, that is, the genetic factors. Heredity refers to factors that are determined once an individual is born. So, we are born in certain family with certain people around. An individual's physique, attractiveness, body type, complexion, body weight, etc., depend on his or her parents' biological makeup. So we are getting all these factors from a genetic parents. So that we cannot do anything because we have been destined to acquire that kind of a personality. But you have all other factors in which you have a hold upon. The second factor is the environment. The environment to which an individual is subjected to during his growing years plays an important role in determining his or her personality. The varied cultures in which we are brought up and our family backgrounds have a crucial role in shaping our personalities. Third, situation. An individual's personality also changes with current circumstances and situations. An individual could behave in a different way when he has enough savings, and his behavior would automatically change when he is bankrupt. For example, when I'm very comfortable, I will be very pleased, I'll be very happy with the surroundings and the situations. But when I'm really in distress, I will not be having the same kind of smiling face, same kind of positive emotion, or same kind of rapport with all others surrounded by me. The fourth, the next factor, these are the major factors determining a personality. That is the heredity, genetic factors, environment, the things that we are surrounded by, situation, the circumstances that we face at each and every point of time in life. The next topic that we're going on to is what is personality development? Personality development is defined as a process of developing and enhancing one's personality. It's very important because once you go for a job or once you go for employment or when you meet up with people or you have to meet some other person in life, because man is a social animal, we have to move with strangers and all other acquaintances. That time we have to be very careful as to have ensure that we have a very good personality. So what is personality development? Personality development is developing and enhancing one's personality. That is, you have to ensure that you're growing into a very fine individual as day progresses. Personality development helps an individual to gain confidence and also possess high self-esteem. Personality development also is said to have a positive impact on one's communication skills and the way he sees the world. So, if you have a very good matured personality development and you're truly matured and have a good personality, then your confidence all automatically builds up. Your esteem, that is your sense of feeling good about yourself, also builds up. Individuals tend to develop a positive attitude as a result of personality development. Importance of personality development. Is it a very important thing? Yes, for each and every individual, whether you're at home, whether you work or not, it is very important because we have to interact with others on a day-to-day basis. Personality development grooms an individual and helps him make a mark of his or her own. So very important because that is what you're being stamped as. They'll consider you as very good, very arrogant, very disciplined, very obedient, like that. Individuals need to have a style of their own for others to follow them. You have to have your unique style. Do not blindly copy others. Even if you're having a role model, you cannot get all the characteristic traits of another person. You need to set an example for people around because that is the way you can motivate people around you. Personality development not only makes you look good and presentable, but also helps you to face the world with a smile. Personality development goes a long way in reducing stress and conflicts because we are turning out to be matured. We know when we are going to get angry, when we are stressed, so we are able to monitor our emotions. It encourages individuals to look at the brighter sides of life, face even the worst situations with a smile. Trust me, flashing your $1 million smile will not only melt half of your problems but also evaporate your stress and worries. I'm always very fascinated by a quote. I am smiling not because I'm very happy. Smiling just because I want to keep myself happy and project that I don't want to show my problems to the external world. There is no point in cribbing over minor issues and problems because people will brand you as a negative person. They would not be like to be with you when you keep on brooding over things. The third important aspect of personality development, why you should possess that, personality development helps an individual to inculcate positive qualities like punctuality, flexible attitude, willingness to learn, friendly nature, eagerness to help others, and so on. Never hesitate to share information with others because knowledge multiplies only when you share. Always reach place of study or work on time because when you go late, then will people will brand you as always an unpunctual and indisciplined person. Some people have a tendency to work till late. Late sittings are not very good because it will increase your stress levels and also spoil your personal life. If you're very punctual, disciplined, and planned, you can finish your work on time. Sitting late, you're only proving that you are very disorganized. Sitting late at the office indicates that an individual is extremely poor in time management skills. Different types of personality. This is, of course, theoretical, but we have to know that. Type A and type B personality. Type A personality. These kind of persons have the following traits. These have been the findings of various psychological experts. Type A personalities have the following traits. Always they will be moving, walking, and eating rapidly. They feel impatient with the rate at which most events take place. So we can say that they are little restless. They strive to think or do two or more things at once. That is, they are juggling two, three activities. If you're doing too many things, then you will lose your focus on that one important thing. They cannot cope up with leisure time because they feel that when they're taking a leisure time, they feel that they're wasting their time. So they're trying to build guilt. They are obsessed with numbers, measuring their success in terms of how many or how much of everything they acquire. So, if you see successful people, you don't say that they're very wealthy, they have so much of money like that. Success is what others look at you as. They will say that he is successful, he is not successful, but satisfaction is what you get. So we should all try to be satisfied individuals because that will give us ultimate satisfaction and give us a state of contentment. Satisfaction is more important than success. Type B personality. They suffer from the following characteristics, but this type of personality is considered to be little more better than type A because they are little optimistic. We will see the following traits of type B people. They never suffer from a sense of time urgency with its accompanying impatience. So it means that they are not impatient. They can do things at their own pace. They are very relaxed. They are very peaceful. They are very composed. They feel no need to display or discuss either their achievements or accomplishments unless such exposure is demanded by the situation. This means that they know that they are very good. They feel that I need not trump it around. Why should I tell that I'm good? Only when they are questioned or asked, they will try to display their skills and competencies. They play for fun and relaxation instead of exhibiting their superiority at any cost. That is, they don't try to override things or override people or anything. They're very calm and composed. Only when they're asked to rise up, they rise up and explain themselves. They can relax without guilt. So when you compare type A and type B, we saw that type A was very impatient, type B is very patient. Type A was not wanting to take leisure time. Type B is okay. He will take leisure time. He will enjoy, relax, and be patient. Type A doesn't want to do only one work. They want to juggle up things. Type B is okay. They will do one thing at a time. Type A wants to prove that they're always very good and successful. Type B is okay. I am good. Only when I am questioned, I will prove myself. So type B is considered to be little more matured here. What are the other types of personality from another angle? The first one is a duty filler. Such individuals take their roles and responsibilities very seriously and perform whatever tasks are assigned to them. For example, you have the following characteristics of duty fillers. Certain characteristics or personalities that we see here will be almost like bookish, but these are the personality types that are available as per the psychological findings. So, first one are duty fillers. They are very serious individuals and believe in honesty and a peaceful living. They never do anything which is not good for themselves, their job, families, or for the society. These individuals are actually good and responsible citizens who abide by the legal system and can't dream of breaking the law. People with such a personality type are extremely hardworking and often find it difficult to say no to others, eventually becoming overburdened at the end of the day. Such individuals adopt an organized procedure towards work and are extremely loyal and faithful. They also show a strong inclination towards creativity and aesthetics. So if you see all these characteristics, they're very sincere, they're very balanced, they will balance their family, they will not do anything against the law. We find that these kind of persons are really idealistic, but I don't know how many will be. We will have a handful of them or zero number of people in this type, because it is very difficult to have such persons with such rigid nature. The next type of personality is the mechanic. As the name suggests, such individuals are inclined towards machinery like plane, motorcycle, car, etc. They're interested to know why and how certain things function. Theories do not interest them. You would not be able to convince them unless and until they see the practical application themselves. So they're very innovative. Such individuals are extremely adventurous and have a strong power of logical reasoning. Unless you explain why it is done or what will happen, how does the process function, how does that mechanism work, they will not get interested in anything that you say to them. The third one is the nurturer. Nurturers are individuals with a large heart. For them, the happiness of others is more important than their own interests. Such individuals actually live for others. They do not look at the darker sides of life and believe in extracting the best out of people around. They have a very positive approach in life and want to believe only the best of people. So they're very good. They think that others are more important than others, but actually we don't find such people, because all the persons in the world, we place themselves first and then others. So this is also, we can say, a bookish type of personality. The fourth one is the artist. Artists have an eye for natural beauty and creativity. Rather than worrying about future, they believe in living for the moment. Such individuals are extremely cool-headed and do not get into unnecessary fights and troubles. They do not blindly copy others and aspire to create a style of their own. So I think this is little more better, because they live in their own world. They are not going to disturb others. Others are not going to disturb them. They will have their own unique style. So you can find all the people with creativity, artistic sense falling under this category. The fifth type is the protector. You would find such a personality type in very few people, making it a very rare personality type. Protectors are systematic, organized individuals who want the best system to get things done. They often think irrationally, because everything you want to see the best in everything, that's really impossible, because others will not function the way you want them to. People of different characteristics will be there around you as a team. So you cannot expect a rational output from everybody. They're pessimists. They think that they're only very good. They find a problem in every situation. Such individuals do not trust others and believe in themselves. They think that they are only good. Other team members are not very good, so they will not listen to others. So they are very good. Or they think that they're only very good. So these type will not fit the bill, because they cannot work as a good team member. The sixth type is the idealist. Such people have a strong set of values and ethics. They find happiness in helping others. They consider themselves lucky if they get an opportunity to help others. So this is also idealist. Nobody, yes, everybody will not be happy only when they help others. They want some happiness for themselves, and but these people have some sense of values and ethics. So this is also a little a rare type of personality. The next one is the scientist. Such individuals believe in careful and strategic planning. They are good observers who believe in constantly gathering information and upgrade their existing knowledge. Scientists are extremely intelligent people who have a very sharp analytical mind. So, as the name suggests, scientists, these kind of people, if you see all the people who are doing science and turning out to be doing some kind of experiential things in laboratory, they plan very nicely, they find out new things, they're very intelligent, they're very rational, they're very analytical. So this kind of personality is common. The next one is the doer, the eighth type of personality. Individuals with such a personality are the ones who believe in quick actions and immediate results. All of us are like that, because it's a very fast moving world. We want to do things and get immediate results. They enjoy taking risks in life and fulfill tasks assigned to them in the shortest span possible. I think all the youth are like this, because when we interact with young people and adults, or we can say adolescent children or students, we find that they are falling under this category because they want to do something and get the results. They do something, you have to immediately give an applause or appreciation. Else they will become very down. They will get depressed or whatever it is. The ninth type is the guardian. Such individuals are perfectionists who ensure that everything everywhere goes on smoothly. They are very mature individuals who are having a clear set of standards. So if you see, this is also a little idealistic, but I think over a period of time with experience, you can become a perfectionist and achieve your clear set of goals. Next one is the performer. Performers strive hard to grab attention of others and love being the center of attention. They are very fun-loving individuals who enjoy fun and excitement in life. So, but the only important problem here is only they should be concentrated. They should be given importance. People should wrong them. So, this kind of personality is good, but the such kind of youth or such kind of personality type people should also ensure that they're giving some importance to people surrounding them. The 11th one is the inspirer. Inspirers are talented individuals who often act as a role model for others. They have a very great people skills. So, all leaders, I think, are very good inspirers because that's the way they're becoming your role models. You're seeing something very attractive in them. That's the reason you shape them as your role model in life. The 12th one is a giver. Individuals with a giver personality type enjoy the company of others and do not prefer staying alone. So they are very social animals. They want to interact with people. They're extroverts. They want to move around with people, talk to them, exchange ideas, feelings, etc. So they are a very social type of people. The next one is the executive. Such individuals are born to lead and make very good leaders. They love taking charge and are good decision makers. So you can say that this personality type is very apt for employment. They are very sure to climb the organizational ladder up because they are very having good leadership skills, decision making skills. They're born to lead because they're having all those leadership qualities. Okay, we have seen all the good aspects of personality and how we can develop those personality types. But we as human individuals have certain problems as human personality. All of us, I'm sure, I'm going to quote certain personality problems that we might have. So I think it is natural to have these problems. It is only a problem when you don't overcome these problems and shape up your personality properly in your years of life. The first problem is find difficulty to solve problems. That is, they are not able to find solution to problems because they are very confused. They are not very clear in their ideas. That's the reason they're not able to solve their problems. The second problem is feeling insecure, anxious, and nervous because they think that they're only very good. They cannot trust others, so they cannot discuss anything with others. So they feel the problem in a lonely manner. Third type of problem is cannot receive setbacks or failures. That is a reason with many people now. Once you feel that you have failed somewhere, then you're very anxious to take another step forward. But let me tell you something, as a child, all of us had fallen. We had not been knowing or learning to. As we were born, we didn't start straight away start walking. We crawled, then we got up slowly. We fell many times, and we then started walking. So, like that, even if we fail in life, we should know to get up and then run. So, successful people are not those who had never faced failures. They knew how to get up and go ahead in life. The fourth problem is easily hurt by others' criticism. If you don't have that self esteem and confidence, then if others mock at you, then you will think that, okay, I'm not very good. Then you will be hurt. But if you develop that kind of self esteem and self confidence, you will not give very big weightage to others' criticism. The fifth problem is feeling very shy and reserved. Yes, because you are very an introvert. You don't want to open up because you think that the moment you tell something, others will criticize you. No, you should come out in the open. When you have to talk, you have to talk. Because if you feel very shy, then people will think that you're a fool. A foolish person is a shyful person is not a foolish person. So you have to shy away from all the things, because say you might make, for example, you are not having a very good English communication skill, then you will feel very shy to talk to others, because you think that you may think that I might make some mistakes when I communicate with others. No problem. You should learn to speak up to others. You might make some mistakes, but that is the way you correct your mistakes. Talk to people, improve your language, improve your communication, and come out of that shell. Then the next problem is avoiding new experiences, because you think that you're not wanting to change yourself, because you think that change is a hindrance. But what is permanent in life? Change is permanent. So you don't want to experience new things, because you think that you're very comfortable in your own shell, old shell. So you don't want to experience. But life is full of experiences. Later part of life, when you think that what you have earned in life, you will not remember your money. You will not remember the wealth that you gathered. You will not remember all the trophies and medals that you won. All those experiences only will stand in your memory. So you should like to experience new things and acquire new knowledge and learnings. The next one is, you feel that you have no personal control over things. Yes, you, the only thing that is controllable is ourselves. We can only control our behavior. You cannot control the other X and Y outside our environment. You should know how to mold yourself in that uncontrollable environment, so that you are very safe, sound, and happy in that kind of an environment also. So you should not try to control others. You should mold yourself. The next problem is, feel that you are having an underachievement, because that you feel that you are not very worthy. You underestimate yourself, but you have to overcome that kind of a feeling. You feel lonely even when others are around, because you don't trust others. You don't want to share your feelings. You need not have tens and twenties and hundreds of friends. You need only at least one good companion to whom you can talk to at any point of time. For example, a friend is one whom you can reach out even when you have not been talking for years. You can call up one fine night or day and tell, I had not been talking to you, but I have a problem. That kind of a friend who can listen to you even after many years is a true friend. You should acquire at least that kind of one friend. Always try to please others. We always try to please others, because when we say no, we think that they will brand us a very bad person. No, but sometimes you have to be very firm and say no, because when you try to say yes to everything, then you might overburden yourself and you might become very stressed. Next, you feel depressed and inability to cope up with negatives. As already discussed, if you don't have that kind of self confidence, self esteem, if you don't keep your shy away and come out in the open, you will feel depressed, and you cannot overcome your stress and negative feelings. The next fear is making mistakes and repenting about it. All of us make mistakes. You have to repent for some time and then immediately come out of it. If you keep on think about that, then you will not, but you will think that you will brand yourself as a very incompetent person. That feeling will not take you for a long, successful stint in future. You feel that you don't have confidence, because only when you acquire your knowledge and skill, you will develop into a confident individual. So all of us should try to keep ourselves abreast of the latest happenings in the technology, or whatever is happening in the environment around, and ensure that we are learning some new skill on a day to day or on a frequent basis. The next problem is, always think what will happen to me in future. You should forget the past. You should not be too anxious about the future. You should only think about the present, because the present is the present time that is in your hand. You don't know whether you'll be alive in the future. So why do you worry so much about the future? Shy natured and feel hesitant to speak to strangers or unknown people. Yes, you need not tell your own story to people, strangers, for 1 hour. At least you can give a smile to them and say hello, how are you, whatever it is. So you need not discuss at length, but at least you should have that few mutual courtesy exchanges. Then you will be having that short tempered nature, and due to which people do not get good along with you, because you jump at conclusions, you immediately. So we have to be very thoughtful when we are talking to people. We should not be reactive, we have to be responsive. Reactive is immediately shouting at people or immediately coming to conclusions. Responsiveness is where You're giving a small period of time and then letting out your replies. So all of us should be responsive individuals. Then the next problem of personality is suffer from inferiority complex because you are not updating yourself, you're not learning any skill, you have not shaped up your attitude, you don't have knowledge, then of course you will feel inferior. So we have to focus on. I am not when I'm talking about skills, I'm not talking about the education alone, formal education. Skill can be anything. You might be able to organize an event, you might be good at social media marketing, you might be able to communicate with people well, you might be very good at networking. All these are skills. So you may choose your skill or your forte and try to build upon that. Always think that when you think that the next problem is, always think about what people will think about my dress, contact behavior, etc. Why do you bother? You're dressing up to show your personality. Your dress, you are deciding. You're the boss. So you need not worry as to what others will think. That kind of a feeling, if you keep on thinking about others, then you will not live your life. Then the next problem is doubt people about their genuine friendships and difficulty to trust them for what they say. See, we need not trust everybody, but at least we have to have few friends whom we have to give 100%. Where we have to be in a relationship, we have to trust them, and you trust means not having 50% or 75% trust and confidence. You, if you trust a person, it should be 100%. You should build that kind of few relationships, not many relationships, at least a few. Next problem is difficulty to mingle with people and keep away from crowded places because you're very scared. You know that you're not very good at something or whatever it is, so you don't want to be in the crowd. That means you're isolating yourself. That will take a beating on your personality. Then the problem is the last problem. I'm always right and others are always wrong. This means you're very egoistic. You don't want to listen to others, so you will never become a good team player. These are the problems of the various types of personality. The next slide is personality development tips. Smile a lot. First tip, very important. Nothing works better than a big smile when it comes to interacting with people around. So yeah, I have already told, if you're smiling, you're not smiling just because you're happy. You're smiling because you want to keep yourself happy in the course of time. A smiling face wins even the toughest soul. So even if the other person talking to you is very stiff faced, if you smile, they will think, okay, this person is a little congenial. I can talk to them in a little friendly manner. Wear your smile while interacting with others. Smile not only helps in enhancing an individual's personality, but also it helps in winning others' heart. So that's the most important tip. The second tip is think positive. It's really essential to think positive. Remember that there is light at the end of every dark tunnel. Do not always think negative, as it not only acts as a demotivative factor, but it also makes an individual dull and frustrated. When you're very negative, then you don't think at anything positive, then you will think you yourself will stamp you as a failure, and others will also stamp you. So because you don't have confidence, then how do you think a third person will have confidence on you? Then the third important thing is don't get upset over minor things, because minor things are just trivial experiences. These will pass away like clouds on the sky. So it is going to be a passing phase. So don't bother too much about minor things, because it will just be a very minor part of your life. Be a little flexible and always look at broader perspectives of life. You set your goal and work towards that. So that may be your broader perspective. Don't bother about minor things. The very important personality shaping up physical characteristic, dress sensibly. You need not buy something which is very costly dress, say 10,000 or 20,000 on a single dress. Even if you're wearing a dress for 200 rupees or 500 rupees or 1000 rupees or 700 rupees or whatever it is, you can carry yourself very well in that outfit. Because if you're having a good personality, if you're having confidence and self esteem, even the dress, which is very not very expensive, will showcase you in a very positive manner. Dress sensibly and smartly go a long way in honing one's personality. One needs to dress according to the occasion. For example, you're going for a function, you dress up in a very rich and royal manner with the available resources. I don't say that you have to go and purchase a lot of clothes and outfits. If you're going to a sober occasion, dress like that. So dress according to the occasion. Be soft spoken. That's very difficult for all of us. But soft spoken in the sense you can be rigid, strict, etc. But you can always show your opposition to a debate or to an argument or to a point in a very soft manner. How do you do that? Do not always find fault with others. Fighting and quarreling, like exchange of words in a very harsh manner, only will spoil your peace more than the other person's peace. So, fighting leads to noise pollution, and be polite with others. Be very careful of what you speak, because once you speak it, or once spoken words cannot be taken back from the other person's memory or from that situation. Avoid being rude and short tempered. That's very important. I told you, you can be stiff, firm, and rigid, but you have to tell your points with conviction, not in a rude manner. Next, leave your ego behind. We have to learn from, even from a child or from a student or from a young fellow, whoever might be the person who is going to teach you. Age is not a bar. Some kind of person might have some kind of experience, so you have to leave that ego and try to learn, mingle with the other person in a nice manner and learn whatever you can from the other person in the best possible way. An individual needs to hide his ego everywhere he goes, be it office or workplace. You need to leave your ego behind if you wish to win appreciation from others. An individual who is good from within is loved by all. Yes, of course, this is very difficult, because sometimes we feel that we are very superior, we cannot leave our ego. But you have to, if you feel that every person has a very individual, unique characteristic, then you might learn something from that other person. That's the way we have to look at the other person. Avoid backbiting, very important. You talk to everybody nicely, then go at back and criticize, then people will brand you as a person who is not very trustworthy. If you talk nicely in front and go and backbite at the back door, then people will tame you, or people will brand you as a very negative individual, and they will not trust you in future. Help others. Do not always think of harming others. Share whatever you know. Remember, no one can steal your knowledge. If you share your knowledge, even if you're wanting to teach a single piece of information, sharing it with others, it is going to help you, your knowledge grow. It is not going to inhibit you from acquiring more knowledge. Always help others. Confidence, that's the most important thing. Confidence is a key to a positive personality. Exude confidence and positive aura wherever you go. Because see, your walk, your smile, your dressing up sense, your way of helping others, your speaking skills, your communication skills, all these exposes the confidence that you have in yourself. That's very important, because only when you gain that confidence, you can move in the society in a very positive manner. Be a patient listener. It's very difficult for all of us, because we are all very good at talking, but we don't want to listen to others. But only when we listen to others, we will be able to know what the other person feels about that situation or about that person or whatever it is. So then only we can get inputs from the other person. Communication will get built only when we listen to others. Be a patient listener. Never interrupt when others are speaking. Try to imbibe good quality of others, so you can listen and also try to get their good qualities only when you listen. I'm very fascinated by the story of ants. Let me tell, ants never quit. If they are headed somewhere and you try to stop them, they will look for another way. All of us would have seen in our home. Like when we stop an ant, it will try to climb over our hand and move away. They will climb over, they will climb under, they will climb around. They keep looking for another way. So the best lesson we can learn from ants is to never quit looking for a way to get where you are supposed to go. So if you have set your goal, you want to go, then you keep on going. Don't listen to the negative speech of others, or negative comments or criticisms of others. The next, ants think winter all summer. So in winter, ants cannot go out and get their grains. So when they are in summer, they will think as to how I can gather grains for the winter. You can't be so naive as to think summer will last forever. So they're very good at planning. When they're in summer, they will think, oh, winter will come, I have to gather my grains. So ants are gathering their winter food in the middle of summer. you have to go, you have got to think rocks as you enjoy the sand and sun. So when it's going to be the pleasure and the pleasing of all times, you should not think that this kind of a leisure and happy life will last long. You have to think about the difficult times and save for the future. Listen, it is important to be realistic and think ahead. So you should not only think about the rosy things of life, always expect problems and plan up and get geared to face all those other problems. Ants think summer or winter. So when they're hiding in the winter, ants think that, okay, I am not going to be doomed here inside this place. I will see sunshine. I will come out. During the winter, ants remind themselves, this is the way they're keeping themselves positive. This winter won't last long. I will be out of this soon. At the first warm day or a sunny day, the ants are out. If it turns to be cold again, they will dive back down, but then they come out the first warm day or the sunny day. So they know to hide in the cold season. They know to come out very happily in a brisky manner in the summer season. So that's the lesson we have to learn. Be motivated at all times. Be positive at all times. Listen, stay positive at all times. Important learning. Never give up, always look ahead, because don't think that you are very if you think about the past you will be anxious. If you think of too much about the future you will be worried. Think of the present and have your goal set and keep working towards it. Stay positive, everything will happen good for you. Do all you can, put all your efforts. Hard work, perseverance never fails. Don't be encumbered by history. Don't think that you failed in the past, so I will be failing in the future. No, history is the past. Just go out, try to do something wonderful, and achieve very good things in life. All the best to all the listeners here. I hope that you will have a very positive, optimistic, and a bright future for yourself. Thanks a lot for the patient listening.